No sound.
All right. Hello. You hear me?
Barely.
All right.
Yes.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to NUFC Talk TV YouTube channel. And you can join our website as well, NUFCTalk.tv. But we are in the instant match reaction tonight, today, wherever you're at in the world. Newcastle United losing 4-1 at the Villa Park against the dreaded Aston Villa, a good team. It was an awful performance. The players didn't turn up. And if they don't turn up, we don't win. Plain and simple. We had a chance to keep going and keep things either drawn, tied, or maybe go for the win smartly, but we didn't. We just in the second half let them. It's an open highway,
We rolled
and
over and let them tickle our bellies.
yeah, they certainly spanked us. Giving them 3 points, 57 total now for Aston Villa, 2 points behind Newcastle United with 59. If there was on the positive things, if there was a in part of the budget, if there were points that we could lose, it was going to be this one. I don't think that we can afford any more mishaps though, because everything is already tight. Everything is already pretty much, budgeted in. We need the points coming up. We need them. We cannot not turn them for future games, and that is the worrying thing of this one. Tonight, it's not about losing. That's not the point. It's again how we lose. And tonight, we just gave it away, and I just can't see it. Changes didn't make no sense to me. I mean, I think Tendo met his ceiling this game. It was too much for him. And Eddie Howe will certainly be back next week, I tell you, because I don't think he'll be able to hold on watching this from, he's home now. I think he's home after being in hospital for a week or so. So regardless, Aston Villa, we're a little too much for us today win. But before that, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, become a member if you can, enjoy exclusive content and giveaways and a lot of stuff for members only, as well as the player scores. Aston Villa, Newcastle player scores immediately after this with Roy and the mighty win. Well, what do you make? I'm sure you're going to say, what? We've won 4 and we lost 1, so you're happy.
No, I'm not happy. I'm particularly not happy about the performance. We just didn't show up, and I thought that was a feature of our side which had disappeared. I didn't think there was games now when we weren't going to show up.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been proven wrong. I don't know what happened.
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. Well, I do know what happened actually, because what happened is too many players had poor
When
games.
too many players have a day off, we have nobody to play with.
Yeah.
And that's the problem.
Yeah.
We've got
so cracking 11 when they're all on their games, but when they're not, anybody hearing all of the praise that's been heaped upon our midfield over the past few weeks, anybody hearing that who didn't know anything about football and then watching that is going to be saying, "Where's this best midfield in the world?" kind of thing, because it certainly wasn't there today.
I mean, the easy, a lot of people in the chat saying easy passes, we don't make. We give the ball away too much today.
And that was the thing I've been saying all season: 5 and 10 yard passes in midfield, not getting to their targets. Again, we seem to have eliminated that the last couple of weeks, but it's back. I mean, back in abundance. I'm nearly frightened to look at the stats for lost possession, because every player is going to be in double digits.
Goodness. Anyways, please, you can call in, have your opinion said. Come on and have your say. You don't need a camera. All you need is obviously a mic. You can join from your phone. Sometimes you may not be able to hear us, but you just gotta try again. Like Andy Vale is trying hard, and I think we got Louis. Louis, are you there? All right, we got Lewis in. Lewis from Newcastle. Lewis York. How's it going, mate?
That was one of the worst performances I've seen for Newcastle for a long time.
Yeah, not off.
But
Oh, yeah.
I was in another group chat talking about the game. That referee gave us nothing in that game.
Well, it doesn't have
Lewis,
to give us.
do you not quite often when we get beat, when you come on, your first port of call is always to
The ref.
blame the referee.
No,
But
but to be fair, today was really bad, and somebody agreed with me on another group chat.
Yeah. I'm not saying he had a great game as far as we're concerned.
I know,
But the referee was not the reason
we lost today.
we
Yes,
lost that. When I say lost, the referee was not the reason we got torn to shreds today.
We didn't pass right. Our players didn't even look bothered today. From basically when they scored their first goal, that was it. Our players' heads dropped and said, "Right, let's just carry on where we're going." And that.
Yeah. I mean, today players weren't. I agree. They didn't seem bothered about anything. Joe Linton was absolutely dross, man. I don't know, man.
But J7 was, Bruno was.
It was criminal, man.
Murphy had his.
Yeah, but
Murphy was back to being the Murphy that
I expect that, to be honest. I expect that. But that's the thing, you know. I think yeah, you can say is fair to Murphy, probably not. That he has to prove himself 20 times over and over and over, maybe not. But he has to do it consistently for people not to think about that. When I think of Murphy, I think everything that you could do great, that he does great, is a bonus, and he'll come back down to earth, you know, eventually. And tonight he did. So I'm not going to be unnecessarily unfair to Murphy. I don't think he did. I think he was good. I don't think he did anything to, you know, to say he's one of our worst players. But I'm just shocked about the center backs, both just bad. Shard gave a ball away easily, and you know, in that fourth goal, fifth goal, third goal, whichever it was.
Oh, I need to look back on them again. But
Yeah, but to be fair, it took Gillett about 80 minutes to book an Aston Villa player. Does that say anything as well?
Well, it could be, but it was a local.
If it's any consolation, Fulham are beating Liverpool 3-1.
Yeah.
Are they?
Who beat who?
It's got Fulham Liverpool 3-1 up here.
Yeah, we got DX in the building as well. DX calling in. I'm gonna gather some comments. DX, what did you make? Well, actually, last thoughts on Lewis. Lewis, last thoughts on the game, mate.
Crap.
Yeah. Well, that's an understatement.
It sums it up. Sums it up nicely.
In 4 letters.
Yes.
Yeah, very much so. All right, mate. Well, appreciate you coming in and having your opinion.
I'll see you all later. Enjoy your rest of your afternoon, Chris.
That's right, mate. Easter weekend.
Yeah.
Mighty Win is going to dress up as a rabbit. As we celebrate the element. Do you guys celebrate the
I think we played with 11 rabbits today in the headlights.
Yeah.
That's right. Ooh, we got to look at this, man.
My goodness me.
We'll see you later, Lewis. Cheers, mate. And now we got look at this. Andy Bell's trying to get in. He can't hear us though. Trying to work hard at it. Just keep trying. Try your daughter's phone, man. It worked last time. So we got DXK. We got Paul Clark, Sharky Clark, coming in after a long time, man. And you only come when we lose. What the hell? We can't hear you though, Paul. So make sure your mic is set up. But DX, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it was a game too much for us, actually. We looked jaded. And I had a bad feeling about this game anyway. I just felt like Villa Park, they haven't lost for 18, 19 games, the commentator said, which is crazy. So I think we're all kind of getting maybe a bit hyped up by our run, which is fair enough. We've been on an amazing run. But today, reality hit a little bit. And this happened when we came fourth under Eddie. We lost 3-0 at Villa Park and we got played off the park that day as well. And then we put a run together. We won, I think, 3 or 4 in a row after that. So hopefully it does the same thing. It will be the catalyst for us beating Ipswich, beating Brighton away, beating Chelsea, and then we can forget about this one. They got Man City away next, by the way. So I think they'll come down to earth as well in their next game That's my prediction.
Yeah. Thank you, Sam, for the super chats. This squad will be deeper soon. Villa's depth is elite. I don't know about elite, but they have squad. I mean, you know, but in the first half, 11 versus 11, our best 11s played. Actually, they didn't have Rashford, so I thought we had a chance, but
We looked tired though, didn't
we
we?
just let it go.
I have to say, I thought Joe Linton had one of the worst games I've ever seen. Maybe the worst I've ever seen him play. He couldn't seem to pass it 2 yards to a player in the same shirt.
And to clarify, Michael always won Champions League, no matter if we're the worst team in the world. But I do see a point there with what you're asking. But I mean, you listen. It's nothing new. We need players. We need squad. We've been playing 4 games, 3 games in the same week. Depends on how you look at it, you know. And so it will be tiring. I don't know if maybe you can attribute being tired to what we saw on the pitch today. Maybe they were tired.
Well,
but Villa just played 2 days ago.
if that's a sign of things to come when we're playing Champions League, we're going to be in trouble.
Where are you going to be?
We are knackered.
Yeah, but right. Villa changed their team around, didn't they? They had
Paul, let me know when you're ready, man. We can't hear you, no? What's going on with your mic, man?
Mic on, Paul.
Yeah, come on, man. You know you've done this for a while now.
You're a pro. Come on, you go way back.
Yeah. Is that any better?
That's better.
There we can hear you now. We can hear you now.
Yeah.
So how's it going, mate?
Right.
I saw you went. Where did you go last? I saw you went somewhere. You and your spouse. Where did you go visit, man?
Went to see the mighty Manic Street Preachers at the Shepherd's Bush Empire, and they were on fire last night. Brilliant.
There you go. All right, good stuff.
A lot more than Newcastle were today.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, what did you think about tonight?
I mean, you look at that bench. Look at the bench of Villa. I mean, Christ, they've got all these stars they can bring on. It just shows that we've been unchanged, rightly, because we've been playing well. But it's one of those where it's a game probably too far for the lads because they just absolutely were puffing air half time. And Villa came out weirdly because we've been on such a high. I know they beat PSG, but they went out, and I kind of felt they were that sort of. It's so annoying when it happens because I think they felt a bit aggrieved by going out, and when they play a team that feels that way, when they feel a bit like annoyed that they've lost, I think we kind of faced that wounded animal that Villa were, and we were on the end of that because literally from kickoff they were at it. Like I know we've done that to teams and we've destroyed them, but we've just completely. They literally were probably told like, show what you're about, and I just think the lads, from my point of view,
and they did.
Yeah, and we just weren't, because I'll tell you what, 4-1 looks bad on them. I'll tell you.
Let me tell you something. We could have lost 8-9-0, and that is just imagine what that would be. I mean, that's a sackable offense. I know that Tindo won't get sacked because he doesn't have the job anyway to be sacked. But my goodness, man, it could have been a total embarrassment tonight.
But again, it's also a message to the board that we're still, despite the good results we've been getting and winning the cup and potentially qualifying for the Champions League, we need money spending.
Yeah.
After 3 winters without a penny spent, we've got to start spending some dough and build that bench up.
And again, I don't like saying I'm right, but I'm just going to prove it's in the pudding. When you're open-minded, when you can't sign players because you can't buy them because of PSR, you're open-minded, you go out there and get a Rashford. You go out there and get an Asensio. Skilled players. There might be a gamble, but it works. Because for Villa, it worked. And we got to be open-minded. I don't know that we can sign.
You got to pay their wages, though.
That's fine, but look, they're winning. What matters? What matters?
PSR matters.
Yeah. So Villa, actually, one of the clubs that voted with us for changes for the APT rules or the sponsorship rules and etc. They voted for it. I think the only one, or maybe somebody else. Oh, City did, obviously. So City, Newcastle, Aston Villa. That means that they are also in that situation where they want the rules to change. So and they go out there and get those players because it helps them. It's better than putting up the money up front, and it's working so far. So on the tire thing, people in the chat saying, "Well, Villa just played 3 days ago," so
Yeah, but like I said,
and they lost. So people said
it's
that was going to count against them, and apparently it didn't.
no. Like I said, I think you're fighting a wounded animal. Like I said, you're fighting a team that wrongfully, lost a game, won a game but got out, and they're trying to prove that they belong back up there. And we're playing an unchanged side, team day after day, and I think some of it, and it's not Tinder's fault completely.
No,
We haven't got Eddie there, and it's not it's no one's fault Eddie's not there. Because tactically, I think Eddie probably would have done some different things today, but you can't help him having pneumonia and recovering.
no, yeah, of course. Roy as well in Dubai. Are you in Dubai?
Greetings. Why I?
This is like the old crewman. What? It is.
This is deja vu. This
Yeah,
same
it's
old
crazy.
crew
What's
and
happened
same
here?
results, getting fucking beat.
I remember that, man. We were knackered in the beginning. Well, the only one that thought different was Win. He was happy. He's the happy clubber in chief. He was happy. But well, actually, not really. Not
He
deja
was
vu.
right.
Not deja vu, because when we were playing draws, we actually beat Villa away, and now we've taken a spanking for ages. So, but Roy, what is your assessment? How did we play in Dubai? Did we play good?
We fuck. It's a pattern, mate. It's a pattern. We don't lose. We don't lose 2-1. We don't lose 1-0. We get thrashed. It's how many times has it happened this season? 5 or 6 times now. Bournemouth, Brentford, City, Liverpool. Oh, can't remember who else. Fulham twice. We just keep running out of ideas at some point. I mean, we deserve nothing really. If they could have scored those 3 balls, I hit the post as well.
Oh, what?
This could have been embarrassing. This at half time.
Not off.
I mean, when they attack, they look extremely dangerous.
What about Isak, guys?
Thing
What do we think of Isak? He's gone off the boil a bit, hasn't he? Is he just having a
wasn't
bad
good.
spell?
What service did he have though?
Yep.
Well, that's the question.
But
That's the question.
it's been for about 5 or 6 games, isn't he? I know he had chances against Palace, but he took one of them.
Well, he had chances against the game before Palace? I think he had like 4 or 5. No, maybe Palace.
He hasn't been
Man
quite
United, he
as,
could have had a couple.
he hasn't been quite as deadly as he is. As
He's not as sharp as attack.
4 or 5 games. Let's say since the cup
He's
final.
as sharp as a marble.
But we know he's a great talent, so we keep him up there.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Murphy's had a bad game today, and that affects Isak. That's the problem.
Wow.
If Murphy's having a decent game, he's the one gets the balls in.
Well, I mean, to be fair, in the first 5 minutes, Murphy put a trademark ball right onto. It should have been on Isak's toe. Konsa got across and intercepted it. If Isak takes one step towards that ball, he's on it. Konsa can't get it. But he was asleep.
The other one, I thought Tino Livramento played okay, but I think he was the one player maybe I'd give him a bit of a pass and maybe half a pass for Tonali. But
Bruno was unbelievable.
Tino was good at all.
I think Bruno was in his head, man.
Bruno was just.
He was just arguing with the
Bruno
referee all
was
game.
useless.
He's lucky not to get sent off, actually.
Yeah.
Well, the thing
I
is
don't know
that
about sent off. He was certainly.
Really lucky. He was getting wound up by the Villa, the Villa players. They're going in. The ref was giving him quite a lot. He was being quite generous to Villa, but that was winding up Bruno and in particular, and he's leaving stupid late challenges in. He's already on a yellow. He's thinking, Bruno, just bloody leave it. Don't get sent off. And then we lose you. Stupidity from him at times. Yeah. He gets too. I love his passion, but sometimes it affects him.
Yeah.
The good news is we've got a week between games now, haven't we? So at least there's no excuse for we're tired. We've got a week. So just got to make it count.
The player that's disappointing as well is Gordon when he comes on. He doesn't do anything.
I don't know about that.
I'll give him
What did he do today?
Yeah, but you can't. What did Murphy do?
Yeah, what did most
But
people
if you use that logic with Isak, because you said that Isak hasn't been playing good, but Gordon hasn't been playing good either
But he's
at
only
all.
been in 20 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
So we use that tactic we use the 2 minutes that Harvey Barnes got every 2 months to criticize him, but not Gordon that gets in 20, 30 minutes every game.
No, that's completely wrong. We used the 20 minutes that Barnes got to praise him.
No, you didn't. No, man. You especially thought. I told you what you said about him, man. You wanted him out. Everybody wanted to sell him, for the most part. Harvey Barnes.
I wanted to keep him as a sub.
Some said he was one of our worst signings of recent era, of the recent history.
I think his current form is
Who said that?
idiots. I mean,
A lot of people.
Wally
in the
said
chat room.
that.
A lot of people, man. One old guy, bald with glasses.
He was one of the few players today who didn't really.
And by the way, one thing that really pissed me off was Callum Wilson again being brought in. But just give up, man. He's not it. Give up. You know what I mean? Like it's not going to work. He doesn't work. What the hell is he supposed to do when you're losing 4-1? Not a damn thing.
I agree
Finish
today.
him.
Today we may as well have thrown Asula on because the game was dead.
Exactly, because you need to disrupt something in the Villa defense. And
Line them up.
Osula doesn't even know. I guarantee you Osula didn't even know what the score was. Because that's the type of player he is. He doesn't know. He just gets in there, he starts running, trying to disrupt, do whatever. Right? So you need somebody like that. But no, you keep putting Wilson as if he's going to do
bring
anything.
him on.
If Isak didn't do anything.
If he doesn't bring Osula, yeah, he's never going to bring him on because if he doesn't bring him when you're winning 5-0, you think he's going to bring him when he's trying to chase the game? So he's never going to bring him on.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, if I was Osula, I'd be like, look, I'll get paid here, and if I leave and go to another club, I'll go to another club.
Maybe they don't think he's quite
He's got
ready
enough
or something. I don't
future
know.
here.
Well, it's obvious they don't think he's ready.
I mean, Lewis Hall had the same thing last season, didn't he? For most
I
of
think
the
the only reason they kept him on is because they thought if Wilson gets crocked, we need a second striker. I think it's the only reason he's literally not gone on loan.
Yeah.
Is that?
Well, that's sad, to be honest.
It's going to be a big summer for us, I think. We're going to have to beef the squad up a hell of a lot.
Have to.
That's what we hope. Joe Willer came on as well. I think. I mean, our subs came on, and
He was a bit more lively, wasn't he, Chris? I thought he was a bit.
Maybe.
Couple
out of the 5 subs, I'll probably give you that one.
Yeah.
It's
But
hard, or you're going to lose the game. It's hard to.
yeah.
There's
Well, you got a point. You got a point there. Matt Target coming on. Like Matt Target is like, come on, man. I'm taking a nap here. You're gonna wake me up. You know, like it's not necessary.
Palace, when we were beating Palace 5-0.
Look, this is guy. I love how Wynn pretends he's gonna show us something when we can't even read it. How about you wait for me to adjust it, man? Oh my goodness. What are you trying to show us anyway? What is that? The long stuff stat?
No, yeah. It's
here we go.
someone DX then.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
just I wanted to try and find any kind of crumbs of comfort for us.
Well, no, look, I said this. I'm gonna show. I'm working on putting it up. But I said if there was a match where we could have lost points, it was tonight. So, on the, being optimist.
So there you got it.
Fair enough.
You know,
When Villa beat us 3-0 in
kind of worked out.
2023,
It's a black screen.
next game we'll beat Spurs 6-1. Next
Hold on, man,
game
we
we'll
can't-
beat Everton 4-1.
I wish Wynn would just let me do this, man. Stop clicking buttons. When I'm on, stop
What's
clicking
going on?
buttons.
Why are we moving?
Seriously. Anyways, send me the thing.
Must be Ipswich now.
Okay, I'll send you it. But yeah, I think it's quite a useful thing to look at because it's just.
I guess, yeah.
Let me get it through to you. Here we go.
What was it again? The
I'll say
Aston when we beat Aston Villa?
No, it's when we lost.
Villa beat us 3-0.
There you've got it.
And then the next game after that, we beat Tottenham 6-1. And that started us on a nice run. We beat Everton after that as well, didn't we?
Everton 4-1,
Yeah,
Southampton
a similar
3-1.
time in the season. I just don't.
Yeah, and we're playing the best team. I'll tell you, apart from Leicester, the best team we can have at home next is Ipswich.
Yeah.
No offense to Ipswich, but
Well, yeah, exactly. So okay, so DX has sent this. This is the Villa. Explain it again.
So it's almost the same dates as well. If you look at it, 15th April.
yeah,
So
when
when in 2022-23 we were on an okay run, but then Villa smashed us 3-0. Could have been 5, 6, 7. And everyone was kind of a bit, and including me, was a bit panicky that, oh my God, now it's falling apart. We're not going to get Champions League. And then our performances after that, we went and absolutely smashed Tottenham 6-1. It could have been more. Went to Everton 4-1, and then Southampton 3-1. So, hopefully it'll have the same effect. It'll be a remedy.
Well, look, Ipswich next. If we don't beat Ipswich, you don't need to be in Champions League. Plain and simple.
That'll be fine.
No,
We will.
We've got to beat Ipswich.
So we will.
Be fine.
And then it starts getting hot.
Brighton
and Brighton away, man.
But João Pedro has got a red card today, so he was.
We win.
I'll take a point from Brighton.
You think we're gonna beat Brighton?
I think we'll beat Brighton too, actually.
Yeah.
What?
I think we win.
I'll take a point now.
They got beat today 4-2 at home off Brentford.
I think we win the next 3 games in a row, and we'll qualify.
No, Brentford was at home.
Yeah, Brighton were at home.
But João Pedro got sent off, so he's now suspended for our game. He's their main goal threat.
Yeah.
So that's good. And Tarkowski got injured for Everton, so he's out for the season, so that's good as well. So
what was do you know what Pedro was sent off for?
it looked like he lashed out at someone.
All right, so violent conduct, so 2 matches.
Violent conduct, yeah.
I think it was
straight red.
It would play Brighton in 2 games' time.
Yeah, it's a straight red. It wasn't a double yellow. It was a straight red.
He's out for 3, I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll be fine. Like I said, we'll beat Ipswich.
I think we're going to be in Champions League.
And we'll beat Chelsea. I firmly believe that.
And Villa have got Man City away. They've got Bournemouth away. They've got Man United.
Villa have got a horrible run.
I actually think that Man City will be the team that loses out on the top 5. I think Villa will get 5th.
Wow. I think Man City will get 3rd.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
I think we finish 3rd still.
Yeah, I think City will go 3rd.
Really?
I think we'll get
the Arsenal match.
I think we're gonna go 5th. Just.
I would take 5th.
5th.
Nah.
Hell,
yeah,
man.
I'll take it as well. I'll take it.
If you offer me that now,
I'll take it now. I'll take it now.
Champions League.
I mean, you really got to lose some points now if that's going to be the case. I mean, I think after this.
Listen, I'll be honest, Roy. I would take it now. If somebody's going to give me 5th place guaranteed now, I'll have that. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I'll take it now as well. Because there's 3 teams below us. We're on like 2 points behind.
Yeah.
Hold on.
We've got,
Chelsea haven't played yet. If they win, they're in the mix as well again.
City.
That's the problem.
Villa at home next week. And then they've got Wolves, Southampton, Bournemouth at home, and Fulham away. So they've got 12 points there.
That's easy wins, that.
So,
Forest,
Chelsea play Fulham.
Forest have got Spurs away tomorrow. Then Brentford at home, who've just beaten Brighton. Palace away. Leicester at home, local derby.
Easy.
West Ham away. And Chelsea at home.
Well, hopefully Fulham plays against Chelsea tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or,
no.
So,
yeah, Fulham play at Chelsea.
So hopefully Fulham does us a favor. If they do, that's going to be massive.
They're fighting for Europe as well, aren't they, Fulham? So
yeah,
maybe,
they got to keep going.
So, and then we'll probably have to. We will have to beat Chelsea. We have to do that. And then probably Arsenal, man.
No, I think we'll be okay as long as we win.
I don't think it's a must win.
As long as we win the 3 home games or the Brighton away game.
3 home games.
Yeah.
3 home games.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Yeah, that's Ipswich, that's Chelsea, and that is Everton.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that sounds pretty good.
That
sounds like a deal.
Brighton, Arsenal away.
We're good then. That we're in Europe.
Yeah, we're there. No,
why are we playing Arsenal July 27th? What the hell is that from? I'm looking at Arsenal away, July 27th, 6:30.
That's in Atlanta, in Singapore or bloody Hong Kong.
Oh, is that friendly already?
Yeah.
That's the preseason.
Okay, well, I thought that was Liverpool going over there. Anyway, the next one is going to be massive. Ipswich at home. If we win, okay, what matches do we have to get to guaranteed Champions League, even 5th? How many
Chelsea's
points
a
we got to get?
Chelsea's a must.
Ipswich, how many points do we got to get, though? That's what I'm trying to say.
About 10 points to guarantee it, something like that.
So
just win your 3 home games. Win your 3 home games, you're done.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
I agree.
50. If you go below Villa,
Well, who's sixth? That's the way you've got to look at
well,
it.
Villa are 6th on 57.
Yeah.
So they can definitely take us out. Chelsea on 54. Now, if you go below that, Bournemouth are now on 49. So the most points they can get is 64. If they win the last 5 games, they can only get 64 points. So you're saying if we win 3 games, that gives us 66.
No, 68.
Yeah. 68,
68, sorry. If we win 3 games, we're on 68 points.
Yeah.
Bloody hell, how many?
So there's only... Well, Chelsea have got that game tomorrow, of course. So if they won that, they'd be on 5th. So it's between the 7.
Yeah.
And 68 would mean that Villa and Chelsea have to win 5 of the remaining 6 games.
Isn't usually 70 points that get you Champions League? Usually.
No, it's normally 60.
Well, I mean,
65, isn't it? Something like that.
I don't know. Well, I guess it depends on who's.
Well, for the past 10 years, there's been 5 teams. You'd have been in the top 5 with 65 points or more.
Yeah.
There's only 2 seasons out of 10 when 65 or more had 6 teams in it.
In the season we finished Champions League, we had 71 points. Well, that was 4th. So 5th was 67, Liverpool at the time, but they didn't qualify. But this time, the 5th does qualify.
Yeah.
So
that was 70 points or more. There's never been a team with 70 points or more who's been outside the top 5.
Yeah. So 70. We get 68. You said, Dix.
Yeah, we can get 68.
If we win 3 games.
That pretty much could.
If we win
pretty
3
much
games,
could,
we can get more than 68, but we can get 68
minimum.
with 3 games.
Man, it's gonna be tight, man. It's gonna be tight. If we would have won tonight, boy, it was over.
I think we'd have 1 foot in the Champions League if we won tonight, but it was always going to be a tall order, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But that's the point, though. The point that Roy brought up is a massive one. It's not. It was in the budget that we could lose tonight, but it's how we lose. We just give it away, man, and that's my concern. I don't understand it. I don't understand
In
it.
hindsight, we should have maybe, and it's easy to say it now, and probably would have got destroyed for doing it. But if we should have maybe rotated 1 or 2 players just to have a bit of freshness in the team,
Yeah,
I mean that's easy.
And the thing would have been then, and again, as you rightly say, it's 2020 hindsight. But had we rotated players,
No.
then would have proper players to come off the bench.
Yeah, but I mean, Villa already could have had 2-3 goals in the first half.
Can you imagine a kickoff if the team sheet comes out and you've got Miley, Longstaff, Aston Villa? People would be foaming at the mouth.
Yeah. I just don't. Yeah, I think it would have been more outrage if that would have happened that way.
Yeah.
It's like giving up.
You're right. If you'd left Barnes out and put Gordon in or something,
Yeah.
Well, not so much that, but I mean, like, imagine starting with Willock and Longstaff and Miley, and
Yeah, exactly.
that would.
I think we should have brought Willock on for Joe Linton after an hour.
Joe Linton was gone, man. He was absolutely.
He was
He
poor.
wasn't at the races today. He does have games like that, though, doesn't he?
But the problem with that is, Joe Linton's game is a physical game, and if he doesn't do that, really, he doesn't do anything else for the team.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Chris. There's a few things we need to look at this week in training. We need to work. I mean, I'll tell you what, and this has been all. I heard you say this before I came on. We need to work on our bloody passing at times, because sometimes our passing is worse than League One side. Because bloody hell, we can't even pass at 2 meters.
No.
It's just like what It's if there's a man on, and we seem to pass it somewhere else. And the other thing, we've been saying this for 3 seasons now. We need to work on our dead balls because they are honking. They are so bad at times. I mean, we had a corner when it was 1-1, I think, and it just went out of play.
And yet, we've seen some fantastically worked free kicks this season.
Yeah.
You look at just on Wednesday night, where the back heel from Trips, Murphy and Shea header.
Yeah,
it was quality.
Well, when was the last time we scored a free kick? I can't actually think.
Wednesday.
No, directly. I mean, like
No, direct
No,
free
like,
kick.
well, that's we don't have somebody
I
like
mean,
that.
that's like 2
they are
years
rare
ago.
enough
We-
anyway. You know,
we
very few people.
we don't have anybody. It seems like they don't let Tonali take over.
We ain't got a Lauren Robert anymore.
Trippier
Sadly.
used to bang them in a little bit, didn't he?
Tonali, man, you gotta let Tonali do it, man.
Tonali's good.
He's banned from that. It seems like, which by the way, he could have had a great goal as well tonight in the first half. You remember that one? Hard to the bottom corner, left
Oh
side
yeah,
of the
that
goalkeeper.
was a good effort. Yeah, that was a decent.
Yeah,
And, I mean, I know it wasn't a set. It wasn't a set play, but I mean, basically, kind of, it was. Harvey Barnes to Shar, that was beautiful, man.
Yeah.
You know, so it looks like Harvey Barnes just added that to his game as well, other than just trying to shoot. You know,
You got to wonder if Isak takes that shot with his left and it goes in. That's us 2-1. It could be a different game. It is minimal things like that go against you.
Margins.
Yeah,
I
Yeah,
don't-
I mean, with Palace penalty and everything sort of changes games, doesn't it? If they score the penalty, we've got a different game last in the week. So yeah, it's fine margins in these games. You have to take your chances.
To be fair, tonight Pope he saved us a few times.
He did.
He made some
But his distribution.
He's my man of the match because the rest were fucking useless.
Well, Sofa score will agree with 7.4, and everybody else is below that. The center backs tonight, man. I know Wynn thinks Beckenbauer is playing for us on the left side, but just Dan Burn and Shard, man. It's just tonight was just unbelievably bad, man.
Well, Shard seemed to get caught out, didn't he? A lot of times.
Yeah, he was
Shard just giving the ball away.
We don't really have any other choice. I mean, we've got Kraft. That's it. I mean, we got rid of Kelly. We've got Botman injured.
Oh, no, yeah, I'm not asking for a change. I'm just talking about how bad.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I agree. He was not at it, but yeah, we just don't have the options to at the moment to mix it up a little bit.
Right.
This is depressing.
Well, and so you thought it was depressing last week. Yeah, we're having good fun, man, last week. But unfortunately,
well, was it depressing?
But we actually, you know, it's no. But actually, we weren't. I mean, we're not slagging anybody up. We're just saying that we play bad. Well, it is what it is.
Well, I think that's nobody can argue that point. We play bad. We play
Livramento
pants.
Livramento, I think he had a decent game though. I know you said you didn't think that, but I don't know. When the midfield doesn't turn up though, that's when we have issues, man.
Yeah, he was trying.
I think Tino and Tonali, after his mistake, were pretty okay, but and Pope, the rest of them did struggle. Everyone really. Trippier left a lot of space on the right, but when he was going forward,
yeah.
I think he had a mistake on the fourth goal, wasn't it? Yeah. He just, but I don't know, man. Everybody play bad. Let's go with some.
And also, it's just one of those games where it's our luck again. I mean, every team gets this luck where everybody bounce, and every kick. You know, the luck of the own goal or the first goal. And you think that's so jammy, and then Burn just puts his foot out and it goes in. You know, it could have gone anywhere. It goes in. Villa had definitely one of those games where every bounce, like second ball or hit off a chest, just went to them. You know, we've had games where that's happened to us, and we've been on the side of that. I mean, with the Gay goal, we got quite lucky there with good practice, and that's paid off. But you know, you get those games where Villa everything just seems to bounce their way. You know, you just think really everything's going in their direction, and then, like I said, I'm not blaming the ref for the game being lost, but he was bad today. I mean, again, just falling for the dive.
He was a localist referee tonight. I don't know that we lost because of him, but
no, I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
But I don't understand the rule of if Watkins has dived for the penalty, I still don't understand how that's not a yellow. Because he's saying that he dived and then it's not a yellow, and I don't understand why he hasn't got a yellow for it. Because he's clearly said you've dived. You've not. You tried to win the penalty and you didn't. So I still don't.
I thought he was good today, Watkins. He played like Wilson used to play.
He's trying to prove that that's another thing. You've got if he has a bad game today, he knows that Rashford takes his spot.
Mm-hmm.
And again, good teams, you have that people. You have that person breathing down your neck where you're like, Christ, if I've had an off day, And that's why I've seen some comments saying that Isak's had and he has had an off day today for definite, but he didn't have a off service. But that's another problem. No one's breathing down Isak's neck.
Yeah,
Nobody.
exactly.
Wilson isn't. Studer isn't. You know, and that's part of Isak's problem. That, and again, I'm saying this if he's been bad in a bad season. Christ, he's been unbelievable. But again, for him to be at the top of his game, you need that player where like he's thinking like, damn, if I have a bad game today, I ain't playing against Ipswich because enter whatever striker behind him. If he's having good luck, good scoring, and then you drop Isak and bring the guy who's in good form in for him. Mm-hmm. So that's what breathes that competitiveness. That's why I think Barnes has been so good, because he knows when Gordon's on form, he might be dropped. So he's been by better players.
All right, so we lost, but we got the Aston Villa Newcastle man of the match. So we're gonna pick up Newcastle players. Who was the best performer? I guess you can say. We shouldn't do this, to be honest, because it makes no sense. But or should we do the WOTM, the worst man of the match tonight? Maybe we should do that.
No, that's some competition.
No, it's gonna be exactly. Or should we even do this? What do you guys think?
Yeah, go on, we'll do it. What the heck?
If you're going for worse, I'm going to say Jacob Murphy. Sorry, mate. He's been in great form, but I thought he was terrible and responsible for one of their goals.
I'll tell you what, for people that are not watching, and when they see we'll see if they get it. We'll put the WOTM of the match, right? And we'll see if they get it. So who was the worst player of the match on this loss? So you're gonna say Murphy. So I'm gonna put Jacob Murphy for Paul.
Number 7.
Just 7 for me.
Come in number 7.
Oh, that probably will win it. I'm not gonna. I mean, Joe Linton, man, he's
39.
Bruno.
Well, I liked his passion though.
Nah, yeah, but
he was rubbish.
He wasn't great today.
Bruno G.
You're right, he wasn't great. We couldn't seem to get a rise out of any of them. If we'd at least got one of them sent off or something.
Sensible moniker says Isak WOTM. People are catching on to it.
Isak's a good shout. Yeah,
Isak's a good shout.
Yeah, but it's not fair though, man.
No,
how many times?
Your boy, man.
No, it ain't got nothing. Well, I'm sorry for having good taste.
Player, but
sorry for having good taste in players, man. But what? How many chances was he in front of goal that he missed on? How many?
Well, one.
So that's enough to put him as a.
But he just wasn't in the game, man.
Yeah, he wasn't. He didn't.
But technically, it's not his job to be in the game. What is he supposed to do? Is he supposed to stop a goal from going in? No, he isn't. He got 1 shot on target, 0 off target, 0 blocked. Let me see. Dribble attempts 2, succeeded in 1, 21 touches.
That sums it up. 21 touches.
He was anonymous.
Yeah.
Okay,
he was on the wing a lot as well. Like we put Barnes up front at times, and he was out on the wing. It was kind of. I think we're just looking for anything to kind of work for us at times today.
Yeah, wasn't to be. But he's looked a bit like that.
Exactly. You know what? We got to pick the worst players on the pitch tonight, and Brent brings up an amazing point. What did Dan Burn do? What did Fabian Scher do? They are the defense. To a certain extent, they are responsible for it. I mean, the whole team defends.
They're clever. They targeted Burn.
Exactly. Win thinks he doesn't agree with it. Of course he won't. But you got to talk about Burn and Fabian Scher tonight.
They weren't great.
I think if you think about it, Burn and Sharp play worse than Isak.
Well, obviously you're going to say that.
You know about that.
Shaw did score.
It's
well, there you go. That's a good point right there.
It's a bloody good competition between them.
That's a good point. That's a good point right there. That's a good point, Paul. You come back sharp, man. Shar did score, so that left us 1. And let me tell you something. Whoever committed an own goal maybe needs to be on this list. So apologies.
That's Scher and all.
No, it wasn't. Sher didn't commit an own goal. It was Burn. Did he? No, but a deflection is not an own goal, man. Get out of here.
You go.
No, that's not an own goal. Burn literally just scored it. He was a tap in. It was
Listen,
a sheer tap in.
their first goal doesn't go in if Fabian Schär's not there.
Nah, well, I tell you what, Dan Burn will be on the list. We got to put a defender there, man. We got midfielders. We got a forward. We can only have 4. So Murphy, Joe Linton, Bruno, Dan Burn. How about that, Win?
Yeah, go with that.
I will go with that.
Does it matter?
Well, we'll see what the people say. We'll see what the people say.
Well, they can't see Isaac if he's not there, can they?
Well, they could comment.
Yeah, we should put
Trust
Isaac
me.
in for that just to see.
People have commented. Maybe we can do.
Not a J7's in there.
I think Joe Linton's going to win this unanimously.
Yeah.
Joe Linton might win anyway. So
Yeah.
I mean, I've never seen him play like that. He just couldn't pass the ball
Mm-hmm.
in a straight line. It was unbelievable. It's like he was on hallucinogenic drugs or something.
Yeah. Mackenzie family, Joe lost his head first 10 minutes. It was his lack of effort and interest. It's a sensible moniker about Isak. Maybe you got a point.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's a graveyard shift sometimes for Newcastle up there.
All right, let's go with more comments then, so people can have their opinion read out loud. Jay Welsh, even simple passing way
Yeah,
up.
that's what. Yeah,
And that's back
That's
to
the
that
key.
same old problem that we've had all season.
Gavin Fuller, as soon as we go 2 down, we seem to give up.
That's what I don't like. It's that whole. I know someone made a great point a bit earlier saying that we didn't do that against Liverpool, which is a fair point. When they beat us 2-0, we didn't kind of capitulate there. But Liverpool went even out of like first gear in that game, where Villa were, like I said, they were purring. They wanted to. Like I said, the problem is we came up against a team that won, but obviously got out of the Champions League, and it was the easiest team talk for Amory ever, because he just has to say to him, go out there and prove we want to be back in the Champions League. And I know people are saying, well, the Villa played on Tuesday. They did, but they made 4 changes today. That's the difference. They made 4 decent changes, and they can bring off people like Rashford off the bench. And no offense to our players, we're bringing on, and I like Matt Target, but no offense to him, we're bringing on players like Matt Target. We're still way behind.
I think when we came 4th that season, we had Wilson playing really well. So you could rotate the strikers, and that gave us a freshness about. And we weren't in Europe, obviously, but we're not in Europe.
Yeah.
But so I think now Wilson, you couldn't start Wilson, could you? Unless it's a dead rubber game. There's no way he can start anymore. He's done.
No,
so,
he's not got. Yeah, he's. Again, I heard these worrying rumours. I'm hoping they're just rumours. Mostly in the nose this year have been quite nicely in the mud. So nice to see you. All the nice people that get all the nice things wrong. But yeah, I mean, I'm hoping.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm
hoping that's not true. I'm just, no offense. Again, Wilson's been a servant for us, and he's done really well. But it is time. There's a time where.
Yeah, I mean, if that happens, that's mental. I don't know what.
There's a time when players move on.
From that ITK got it was somebody else that was sending them messages to prove the point that they would post anything, and they were telling them about Livramento, about Wilson, and he was falling for it. He was posting it, so as information. So, but yeah, I agree with that, Gavin Fuller.
I mean, 2-goal comebacks in the Prem are rare, very rare. Because Newcastle are 3rd in the league for points taken from being a goal down. This season, but 2 goals down.
It's crazy.
Mountain decline.
Yeah.
Sammy says, to be fair, Villa have a way deeper team. We play the same team every game. The energy wasn't there, and look, we're happy. We're happy with a 1 point. Maybe the draw was fine. No, yeah. So, Scoop and. An acceptable performance for a 6-pointer.
Don't know if it was a 6-pointer.
Ginger Hoskins says, Bottle Job FC, watch same as their last 6 games.
People are too quick to jump on the bandwagon. We've just won 6 in a row, and then they want a bad result. And it's, get rid of Howe and Bottle.
Let's get some perspective. Like, Howe's been in hospital with bloody pneumonia, and we've won the last 3 games and smashed teams for fun. And we've come up against a really decent Villa team. Like, you have to you have to
We'll
give
come up
credit-
against Champions League semi-finalists.
you have to give credit to Villa at some point. I mean, I know we all love Newcastle, but Villa aren't a shit team. Sorry to swear, we're not swearing anymore. I always forget if I'm allowed. Villa aren't rubbish. Christ,
No.
they're a good team, and I think some people get a bit kind of carried away. Villa are a good team, and like I said, you have to think of all these things in your head. Like I said, they've had the ability to make 4 decent changes in a game against us. Well, we made unchanged for the fourth game in a row. And again, I know our team have been in good form, but that's a lot. We did just play the other day. And it was a good win. I felt that Palace were on a different planet most of the game, but it is what it is. But you can't just go in and smash every team you play. You're going to have some days off, and I think it was one game too many for us, and they had the ability to make changes where we didn't. In the
They've
same
got a
way.
much better squad than us, haven't they?
Yeah.
Right.
It's like their bench is really good.
To coin a phrase, the ref was a prick. He spoiled the game. Booking Joe Linton for a great tackle, and he spoiled the game.
That was ridiculous. I mean, he literally won the ball. I mean,
Yeah. Well, one thing, unfortunately, that happens in football is when you get a reputation, referees, just I don't know if they have a Zoom meeting before, and they just say Joe Linton is on the list. They just never trust him, never believe him, and will get booked as soon as he gets a chance to. So, Leeds City says ref need to let games play. They love blowing their whistle.
oh, it's so frustrating.
Yeah.
Just won't let some games flow. It's just it's constant. Like any little nick on any, and it's not just this game. There's some games it's like any touch on a player is like a foul. And you're like, like Arsenal, Real Madrid. That was one of the worst games I've seen from a referee. Every time an Arsenal player was kind of touched or like sneezed on, it was literally a foul. It's just like this is not entertaining.
Ian says 3 games in 6 days with the same players caught up with us today. We're still in a good position. Let's not panic.
Exactly.
I agree with that. Paul, is this you, Paul?
Nope.
No. Another Paul says yes. The Villa have the depth to make changes without weakening the team.
That's what we've been saying that for weeks. That our first 11 is quality, but as soon as we have to make a substitution, the quality drops dramatically.
Yeah.
That's right.
Can we clear them out, though? Can we clear out the dead wood in the summer? That's the thing.
If you don't do it progressively, I don't think you can just do that.
Get that Brian and Burmo in quick.
That's the job.
You're just going to have to sign players and forget the dead wood. Just keep them in the locker room.
We've got to get in Burmo, definitely.
We've had a good game today.
Look at that stat from Steve. That's a great stat.
Yes.
We've won more games than Arsenal this season, at this moment in time.
Yeah, that's a one hell of a stat.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And today, is this mad as well? I mean, I know we lost today, but if we would have won today, we were the only team that could have actually caught Liverpool.
Yeah, I know.
Isn't that crazy?
That's the double died today.
So is that it? Have Liverpool definitely won the league then? No.
Arsenal still can potentially.
I think Arsenal can still technically win it, but they're still going to bottle it.
If they lose, if Arsenal lose
3 points.
If Arsenal lose, I think the weekend.
Leicester tomorrow.
Well, if they lose, listen, the Foxes are fighting, baby. Not for much, but they're fighting for something. Lee says it will cost Villa what 120 million plus just to stand still next season if they sign their loan.
Yeah,
signing.
that's true. That's going to
be.
That. It's not bad.
Yeah.
Because what happens if they lose those 2 loan players? Then they're not going to be.
Well, but the problem is though everything is in their favor because Manchester United don't want Rashford. Rashford doesn't want to be at Manchester United. So everything in that situation, it almost works out for where the player wants to go or the team that wants to. They're probably going to have to.
That's a huge hole then in their.
I would assume
finances.
But this is what's wrong with the league, because this is what Villa, we've had this like up and down relationship with Villa for a long time. We had the sob on the time stuff, and then we kind of. They kind of said that, it's kind of bad banter and, we're kind of weird because our fans kind of understand each other because we're both in the same boat that we both want to be, disruptors to the top 4. Yeah. And it just feels like anything we both do, us or Villa, anything we do as a club, either of us, it just feels like anything the top 6 can do to like
Toxics.
to put a blockage in, and you just I want to see Villa up there. I want to see us up with Villa.
I don't want to see Villa up there. I
Well,
don't mind Forest.
one of Man United.
Forest.
Yeah.
We'll let Forest have a place.
Yeah, William Smith Woodwork was our man of the match. William Smith, I tell you what, he said that's not a bad point. That's not a bad point.
Man of the match.
My goodness. My goodness, man. James Stasher, my internet is so choppy and slow. Mighty Win must have given me a Trojan horse. Win word protection when you. There you go. All right. So actually, the worst man of the match is catching some attention already on the post section of the channel.
Yeah.
Who's got 33% tied? Joe Linton and Bruno.
Really? I'm surprised. I'm surprised about that.
Yeah. So, well, actually, let's see. There's a comment there. Let's see if somebody can. None of the above. They were all shite. Maybe he didn't get the point. But anyways, that's what's happening. So the next one is Ipswich. We should be able to get that one. No problem at all.
Well, let's not be too good.
We've been down that street a few times as well.
Man. Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't even know what to say anymore. But tonight is a date to forget, for certain. And Mr. Mighty Win, you'll be doing the player score. Where's Roy at? He's supposed to be doing the player scores.
Yeah, the DX and Paul want to do the player scores.
If they want to.
Close for
If they want to
that.
do the player scores. Paul though, he's a tune legend now, man.
What's happened to all your predictions, Paul?
Yeah, man. He's like, he can't even be bothered, man. Come on, man. Yeah. But Steve says we were rubbish in a rubbish-filled city. That's not nice to the Midlands, man.
We added to their stockpiles of rubbish.
That's not nice to the Midlands. But anyways, so we'll do the player scores immediately. Please join us, NTTV Plus members. We'll do the player scores. Thank you so much for watching. It's just been a tough match, so it is what it is.
It's been a
bad day.
A hard watch.
And now we will we'll be back again. Trying another time. When's the next time we play? Is it next weekend?
Saturday
3 p.m.
Okay, well there it is. We got a week to relax, take a breather, take a nap, and reset for an important game against Ipswich Town at St. James's Park. Anyways, thank you, Paul. Thank you, DX. We'll send you the link in a minute. And whoever else join us, Andy Bell tried to join us, man. Poor guy. I think he might join the player scores though, because without me, he always works for some reason. I'm the jinx. He can never get on with me. But so yeah, join us right now. You should be redirected to that.
5 minutes.
Back in 5.
Get these links in.